Hey everyone, I am currently about to start the main quest for Elsweyr. This is my main character. I've been working my way through all of the story chapter DLC quests in release order, and I'm about to start Elsweyr. I haven't even done the prologue on this character, so I'm going to be starting with the prologue here. A little bit ago they moved all of the prologue characters so they weren't all in the starter cities. So for this starter, the prologue for the Elsweyr quest is actually been moved to Ralka. So that is where we are. Because I'm working through Elsweyr, I decided to pick up the Gravelord skill line from Necromancer as my subclass line. So I will be doing this as a Dragon Knight, because this character is a Dragon Knight, as their base class, with Nightblade and Necromancer. And I am just going to quickly change my back bar ultimate. I'm just going through this in like a quick and dirty overland setup. My gear is posted at the bottom, so if you're interested, you can see. It's nothing special. I don't even have a... yeah, I don't have anything special at all for my second set. I should have grabbed my Pelennel's Wrath, actually. That would have been funny. Okay. Let's get started.
If I may be so bold, you match the description I was given. I have a message to deliver to you, if that's all right. An old wizard hired me. Called himself Abner Tharn and claimed to be a battle mage in service to Emperor Varen Aquilarius, if you can imagine such a thing. He was quite insistent I find you and deliver his words exactly as he relayed them to me. Forgive me, but I can't duplicate his imperious inflections.
The great Abner Tharn requires your assistance. With it, we can end the Three Banners War. Report to me immediately, if not sooner.
He asked me to mark his location on your map.
Okay, so we have to go and find Abner Tharn. Also, this is new, the little prologue quest note at the bottom of the screen. I haven't seen that before. They must have added that when they moved everybody. That's kind of useful. Let's make this our main quest right now. And see where he's at. Okay. Looks like he's in Davon's Watch at the Mages Guild, so let's head there. I actually thought about changing my my gear setups and everything, or not just my fashion. Sorry, I thought about changing my fashion in order to complete this, but I decided not to because it's a bit of a pain to do so. Okay, we are headed to the Mages Guild, which is up over there. Also, rather than fiddling around with music and trying to make it so it doesn't play on the stream, and, you know, copyright, blah, 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 I actually am listening to the in-game music for the first time in, like, 6 years. So, I I don't even think I had it turned on when I played through Elsewhere on a different character for the first time. Anyway. There's a few other prologues.
Try not to lose those stones.
Hey, we have Thariah here. We'll talk to her before we pick up the quest.
Well, look who it is. Didn't get enough of my company back in the ruins, huh? By the look on Abner Tharn's face, however, I suppose you're here to see him instead of me. Go ahead. Best not to keep the Emperor's battle mage waiting.
Right, those runes would be Depths of Malatar and Frostvault, which I have done on this character. It was a very long time ago that I did them for the first time and actually completed the quest, but the Frostvault and Depths of Malatar dungeons were actually part of the prologue for the whole Year of the Dragon storyline, which we're currently playing through.
Same as you, I suppose, business with Abner Tharn. We're pretty much done, though, so the old battle mage is all yours. Probably shouldn't keep him waiting. He gets all cranky if people ignore him. You could say that. Remember those stones we found in the ruins? It's a tablet. Tharn thinks he can decipher it. So we settled on a price, and now the Wrath Stone belongs to him. He promised to share his findings, and that suits me just fine.
Well, there we go. It's all tied in together. Okay, now we can talk to Tharn.
Ah, Vestige. How good of you to attend me. Information has come to my attention that could significantly change the future of Tamriel and the Empire. If we're going to take advantage of the situation, we need to leave immediately.
At least he remembers me, but this is kind of like an abrupt start, just in medias res, I guess.
A situation that could end the Three Banners War and get Irene, Emmerich, and Yoren to return to their senses. While these children squabble over territory, the common people and the Empire suffer. We have an opportunity and we need to jump on it.
I forgot that was his motivation. So what kind of opportunity can end the Alliance War?
In simple terms, I just purchased 2 halves of an ancient tablet, the Wrathstone. It forms a map that should lead us to a weapon whose existence will force all sides to cease their aggressive behavior. Help me acquire this weapon and end the war.
Okay.
We must hurry. Even now, someone follows me, resisting my best efforts to identify them. While I deal with this threat, I need you to begin the process of locating the triangulants. Without them, the map is worthless.
Is triangulants even a real word?
Of course it is. I just invented it. Right now, the map shown on the Wrathstone has no identifying features. Without the triangulants, I have no context by which to read the map. I know a Khajiiti loremaster, however, who can help with that.
How can a Khajiiti loremaster help us find an ancient weapon?
Each half of the tablet contains part of a map and an inscription. Kunzari and the demon weapon. The key to finding the triangulants resides in that Khajiiti myth. We must convince Dagharil Dro to direct us to storytellers who know the legend.
Okay, where do I find the loremaster?
Dagharil Dro often relaxes in stone falls. We need to bring him a gift, however, and I happen to know he is fond of dusk mushrooms. Gather the mushrooms in High Tide Hollow, then meet me at the Loremaster's camp. I'll mark the location on your map.
You seem to know a lot about the Khajiiti legends already.
I know about a great many things, but Khajiiti legends tend to be convoluted. The Loremaster must direct us to the secret order of storytellers, the Moon Singers. Only they can set us on the correct path. Now, gather the mushrooms for Dagharil Dro. Okay,
well where did you get the Wrathstones?
An associate alerted me to the 2 halves of the tablet you helped Thariah uncover from the ruins of Frostvault and Garlus Malatar. I immediately determined it formed a map. Thariah agreed to sell them to me, but the cost was obnoxiously high.
A map, so you know where we need to go to find the weapon.
Not exactly. The tablet revealed the place of power where Kunzari hid the demon weapon, but the map isn't complete. It requires triangulants to serve as points of orientation. Without those, it's worthless. That's where the storytellers come in.
Okay, what kind of weapon is powerful enough to stop the war?
Written records are silent on the subject, but the tablet indicates that Kunzari hid a demon weapon. That's the best translation I could manage. Demon weapon. I believe it's the same relic Queen Anequina used to end the First War of the Prides.
Queen Anequina, First War of the Prides.
Khajiit legends, each based on a modicum of truth. Queen Anequina led the most powerful of the 16 Khajiit kingdoms. It even took her name. When the Khajiit fought the First War of the Prides, Queen Anequina used a relic to restore the peace.
Okay, so who was Kansari?
A mythic hero of the Khajiit. His tales tend to be rather outlandish, so we need to separate the truth from the lies. Once we gather the stories related to Kunzari and the demons, we'll find clues that will lead us to the triangulants.
Okay. Are you going to help me gather the mushrooms?
Menial labor? I think not. But weren't you paying attention? Someone has been following me ever since I decided upon this course of action. Despite my efforts, their identity remains annoyingly elusive. Only a mage of great power could hide from me.
Should I be worried?
I doubt my stalker has any interest in you. Why do you think I requested your aid? Given your relative unimportance, you should be able to travel unmolested. Once I've dealt with my stalker, I'll join you at Dagaril Dro's camp.
Okay, we are off to pick mushrooms. While Tharn deals with his own ego. Excellent. Well, let's head out of Davin's Watch and see where we're going. It looks far. Let's check on the map. Okay, that's what I thought. It's all the way over there. We're gonna waste right into Hrogar's Hold and then walk to it. I wonder if I'm even gonna run into any other people. This is pretty old content, and it'll be interesting to see if there's anyone else actually doing this. One of the reasons I'm working my way through the story is because I actually want to unlock the skin that you get from the 10 years of adventuring across Tamriel. Because I think the skin looks really cool. So yeah, that's like part of the reason I'm doing this. The other reason is that I want to do the Wailing Wool event when it happens in like September, October, and I don't like doing stuff out of order. So, yeah. Don't really need to read that. That's old lore from when I quested in this zone. And I have actually been questing like in order. Oh hey, there should be one of those mushrooms in here. Where is it? Is it up top? Oh, this is a stupid... It's one of those delves that's got a lot of verticality to it, isn't it? I also need to level up sacrificial bones, so... Oh, there's a mushroom. I'm guessing we're gonna have to go the entire way through this delve. Did I just crash? I'm like crashing or something.
No,
Oh, well.
it's 1 gig. It's not big.
Okay. I'm streaming, so it caught me off guard. I need to kill... Okay, there's another one down there. I need to kill approximately 5 more mobs. Oh, hey, a chest. I failed to force that lock completely. Can I get back up here? No. I can get back up on that side, though. Or... oh, over there. Oh, I'm gonna die. If I die, it's gonna be so embarrassing. My very, very first time ever in this delve, I fell off the bridge, and I couldn't find my way out, and I actually had like some random guildmate who I'd never met before healing me out of it. It was really funny. They just happened to be in the delve, and they just happened to see me dying, and they were on a spec that had some group heals. I went backwards, didn't I? I hate this place. Well. I'm so turned around. And I don't like this version of Blast Bones, so I need to get... okay. I am so freaking lost, man. I fell in the lava. I got turned around. Okay. I think we're on the right track again. I'm in a Stonefalls delve working on the prologue to Elsweyr. As I work on questing my way through Tamriel to unlock that skin that you get. The skin. Not that one. Oh, I didn't buy the 2025 cake. Wow. Where is it? I think it's character? This one. The Adventure Across a Decade. So I've actually done Elsweyr already, but I didn't do them on this character. So I am going to be doing it on this character, and then I'm going to go through Greymoor and Markarth and Blackwood, Deadlands, High Isle, Galen, Necrom, and Gold Road. And then the new one as well over the next few months. So my thought is that I'm going to stream doing that on the days when I don't have core, because I'm only in 2 different raid cores right now, so I'm not raiding very much, and I'm not really doing open runs either, because the older I get, the less my hands can handle raiding a lot. And so I've just been kind of like taking it easy, I guess, while raiding. Hey, let's morph that. And in honor of doing Elsweyr, which is when Necromancer released, I am subclassed into Necromancer for my overland questing. My other subclass is Assassination, and this is my Dragon Knight main character, so That is what I'm playing. And my gear and setups and stuff are in the lower right part of the screen. Hey, there's chests all over the place. Anyway, so I just spoke to Abner Tharn. He is sending me to find some mushrooms so that we can butter up some guy, some Khajiit lore master. God, I wish Overland was easy. It was harder. Hey, victory music. I didn't even know. Okay, we're gonna go and find that lore master now. The entrance is directly below us, so we can just jump down and leave. But yeah, we're going to be buttering up this lore master to translate the Wrath Stone for us, which should lead us to some weapon that Abner Tharn insists will end the war. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's see where we're going to find him. Over there. I'm not even sure what the best way to get there is. Maybe through the harbor edge? It's not going to let me. I think you have to go along the coast, though. So I'm going to go here. Swing by the harbor bridge so I can actually unlock it as a location. This character has alliance changed a few times, so for PvP reasons, because I like dabble, I guess you could say, in PvP. But when I actually did the main quest, I was DC, so I did everything with a different version of the harbor bridge, and I don't have this one unlocked. But I'm headed right for it, so we'll go that way. What I remember, I have done the main quest line on a packed character before, just not this one. This should be the harbor bridge. Well, let me go in. I should go in and make sure I have it, like, unlocked. I'm gonna do that. Is it unlocked now? I guess we'll wait and see. I'm just gonna step out again. It is! Yay, I can port here now. We love having extra free teleports. Okay. Now we're just gonna run along the coast. Harbor bridge has creepy music, huh? We're gonna run along up top, actually. We gotta get these. Somebody was complaining that Psijic portals no longer exist the other day. You know what I pulled out of a Psijic portal yesterday while I was just questing in Murkmire? I actually got a Hekejo. It was crazy. That was really cool. I know the chance to get Hekejo out of those is really rare. Oh, poor confused blast bones. This way. Things just die too fast. With even like a halfway well thought out setup. Ooh, eventually we'll be coming back for you, Worm Cult. Eventually. Now is not the time. But eventually. Oh hey, they're just below me, I think. We should be able to get there just by going over here. That is correct. Alright, well, this is the lore master dude, this Khajiit. I don't see Abner Tharn anywhere, but I'm assuming he's gonna show up and not make me do everything.
Ah, Walker. Good tidings and heartfelt salutations. The Garildro wonders what brings you to this serene location. This one rarely receives visitors. Wait. Something smells delicious, yes? Do you perhaps carry dusk mushrooms in your pack?
As a matter of fact, I brought the dusk mushrooms just for you.
Dusk mushrooms? For Dagaril Drow? What a kind and generous gift to present to this old bag of fur and bones. Still, even a gift is rarely free. Speak, and this one will listen. Maybe even help if it is within this one's ability to do so.
Well, Abner Tharn says you can direct us to moon singers who can recite the secret tales of Kunzari.
Does he now? What else has that old wizard told you? And why does an ancient battle mage care about a secret order of storytellers and a forgotten hero named Kunzari? No matter. For dusk mushrooms, this one will tell you almost anything.
Well, here are the dusk mushrooms. Now tell me, where can I find some moon singers?
Oh, these will make wonderful soup. Thank you. 3 moon singers carried the secret tale of Kunzari and the demon, each a different part. Find Azargo Longtail at the Red Fur Trading Post, Mizbina at Bandari Trading Post, and Satari in Raurka.
I'll tell Abner Tharn about the moon singers. Oh, look! It's Abner Tharn! He's right there. Hey, this backpack is not marked as belonging to anyone. Thank you. Okay, Abby.
I see you made it to the old Lawmaster's camp. Were the dusk mushrooms to his liking?
You know, Abner, he can probably hear you right now. But yes, he said we need to go to the Red Fur Trading Post, the Bandari Trading Post, and Rolka.
Gratwood, Malabal Tor, and Reaper's March. Not an easy journey, but I can make it more tolerable. Allow me to open a portal to Red Fur Trading Post. Track down the first moon singer and hear the beginning of Kunzari's tale. I'll be along shortly.
I'll use the portal and go find Azargo Longtail. This is convenient.
Will transport you to Red Fur Trading Post. I'll catch up with you after I pay my respects to old grandfather.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, I ran out of food. I should probably eat food. The one thing about subclassing is that it really has your health just a little bit lower than was like strictly comfortable before. So this is why we have braised rabbit with spring vegetables. Okay. Follow our quest marker and see where the storyteller is.
Kunzari said, "Not by myself, foul demon. I shall gather a Krajun, a company of heroes. Starting with the Altmer, Nurarian the Perfect, who communes among the buried roots of the alien worms. These are the words, and the words are true."
Okay. He said a few interesting things. Let's see what else he has to say.
This one recognizes a lover of stories when he sees one. Care to hear another tale?
And Dagaril Dro sent me. I need to learn the story of Kunzari and the demon.
Old grandfather sent you. Interesting. This one can only tell you what he knows, and Azargo only knows the beginning of the story. That is the way of things concerning the great stories and the secrets they hold. Are you sure you want to hear it?
Yes, please tell me the beginning of the story.
In the time before time, when the 16 kingdoms were barely more than 16 tribes, the great hero Kunzari went on many adventures. After Kunzari defeated the giant Droll by consuming 401 moon sugar pies, he met a demon.
401 moon sugar pies. That's a lot of moon sugar pies. A demon? Like a Daedra?
No, a different kind of demon. Now be quiet and listen. The demon said, "My brothers and I shall take this land and its treasures, even the moons from the sky." Kunzari objected, but the demon laughed. You cannot stop us, little cat thing.
What did Kunzari do?
Kunzari said, not by myself, foul demon. I shall gather a Krajun, a company of heroes, starting with the Outmer, Nurarian the Perfect, who communes among the buried roots of the Ayleid worms. These are the words, and the words are true.
Thank you, Moonsinger. Okay, Abner Tharn has caught up with us. Let's go see what he has to say.
What an interesting story. If only I could shake my shadow as easily as Kunzari does, well, anything. At least now I know where to find the first triangulant.
The first triangulant?
Yes, the triangulant. The first reference point that will allow us to use the map and locate the weapon. We must proceed with caution, however. My unknown follower utilizes a magic I cannot penetrate. I need to conserve my energy, just in case.
So where do we need to go to find the first triangulant?
The location was spelled out in the Moonsinger's story. The verse concerning Nurarian the Perfect. It's as clear as the sky on a cloudless day. Among the buried roots of the Ayleid worms. It refers to a place I know well. Wormroot Depths.
I've already explored Wormroot Depths.
Perhaps, but I have no doubt the secret that Khajiit left behind escaped your notice. While your familiarity with the ruin will be a benefit, do not grow complacent. We must be ready for anything. I will meet you at the ruins after I evade my
I'll meet you inside Wormroot Depths. Okay. Wormroot Depths, I think, is the delve that's closest to us. Yeah, it is. I get stuck. It's kind of crazy how fast mounts are these days. Okay. We are here. And we are looking for a secret. What kind of secret? I guess well, it's a secret. We don't know.
The distinctive smell of Daedric sorcery. It's as atrocious as it is pervasive.
Thank you, Abner. I appreciate your commentary. Let's look at the map. Looks like we have to go all the way through. Okay. That's okay, we love a good delve. Oops.
We're looking for anything that appears to be Khajiiti in origin. Perhaps a new addition or alterations to an existing structure. I still haven't pinpointed my shadow, so I'll be saving my energy for an emergency. Any lesser threats, I leave to you.
Alright, thank you, Abner, for making me do all the work.
Your technique seems adequate, just a bit unrefined.
He's so rude. Adequate if unrefined? Wow. Somebody's actually run through this and cleared most of it already. I don't think we're gonna see too much drama. But my character is also more than... Hey, a lore book that I hadn't seen before. I should always check these because...
We're looking for anything?
Abner, I'm trying to click the bookshelf. Just to make sure there's no books I missed. I don't need the skill books, but other books are useful. Looks like the boss is dead. The Ayleid Well is not takeable. But hey, there's something there. I guess we go in. You know, these orange flowers are so pretty.
Smell of Daedric sorcery. It's as atrocious as it is pervasive.
You're repeating yourself, Abner. Age starting to catch up to you.
I'm not sure what I expected, but it certainly wasn't this.
A puzzle. Interesting.
The ancient Khajiiti really want us to work to uncover the triangulant.
Let's examine this. When Joan and Jode, in their fullness, face the empty sky, Kanzari will see the path to knowledge. These are the words, and the words are true. Joan and Jode, in their fullness, face the empty sky. Okay.
Fascinating. It must have something to do with the direction of the light. According to the code, the full moons and the new moons are the key.
Okay, well, those are not full or new moons. I'm turning that one off.
Pretty ingenious.
There we go. We're geniuses. We solved it.
Before we head to the Bandari trading post.
There's a chest. Okay, let's see what's in the ancient Khajiiti chest.
Come along. I can't maintain this portal.
A Moonsinger triangulant, according to my loot log. Okay, Abner. Let's go to Bandari trading post. And we have an ad up for a minute or so, so we're going to just wait on that until that's over before we do the next quest step. If anyone's curious about what gear... Oh, we don't need to see Wizard's Wardrobe. What gear I'm wearing. I am in Order's Wrath. Because it's just an all-round really good set for like doing Overland and stuff. I have, you know, more in-game gear that I do use, but it's solid for this type of stuff. And I mean, Overland, when you're in good gear and you have like synergistic skills, is very, very easy to do, especially the questing stuff when we're not looking at world bosses. I have one piece of Slimecraw. I could actually do any one piece critical set. I do Slimecraw because I have it crafted already. And Solzan, which is just another decent set that boosts a lot of different things. Instead of Solzan, I could run Onsel. That's another really good set. But I only have one set of Onsel crafted, and it's on a character I'm using it in for core, so I just don't like moving my gear back and forth all the time. Anyway, ad break is over. Let's continue and talk to the next lore master.
Because two shall become three, annoying demon. As soon as this one rescues Flynn-filled demon hunter from the alien lair of creeping ebony plants. These are the words, and the words are true.
Okay, let's talk to Ms. Bina.
Ms. Bina hopes that you and your friend enjoyed this story. Is there anything else that this one can do for you?
Dagarildro sent me. I need to learn the story of Kunzari and the demon.
The lore master? Ah, this one hasn't talked to him in a long time. Ms. Bina only knows the second part of the story. Is how the Moon Singers maintain the secrets of the great tales. Would you like to hear the story again? In the time before time, when the 16 kingdoms were young and like kittens at play, the great hero Kunzari gathered the company of champions to combat the demon and his brothers. They had come to Elsweyr to steal the moons from the sky.
That sounds ominous.
Ominous? Oh, indeed. With Nurarian already at his side, Kunzari turned his attention to the next champion he planned to recruit. The power of the moons will be ours, little cat thing, taunted the demon. How can two possibly hope to stop many?
What did Kunzari do?
Kunzari said, because two shall become three, annoying demon. As soon as this one rescues Flenthil Demon Hunter from the alien lair of creeping ebony plants. These are the words, and the words are true.
Thank you, Moonsinger. I see Abner Tharn has joined us.
You know, the legend of Kunzari is more interesting than I remember. It must be Moonsinger Mizbina's delivery. Marginally entertaining. She made the location of the next triangulant quite clear to one of exceptional intellect. Such as myself.
So, you and your exceptional intellect have figured out where the next triangulant for the map can be found?
Of course. Only the nearby Black Vine ruins could be referred to as the alien lair of creeping ebony plants. I never cared for carnivorous vegetation. I'll meet you in the ruins after I make one more attempt to catch my elusive stalker.
Someone is still following you.
Yes, and with brazen impunity. I almost caught my stalker here at the trading post before they slipped away in the crowd. They're like an insect buzzing around my head that I can't quite swat. Someone with that level of power concerns me greatly.
Well, good luck with that. I'll meet you inside Black Vine Ruins. Where is Black Vine Ruins? It's not very far. It looks like it is just across the river, actually. Is there a road that goes there? It is a very long way around road. So I think we are just going to draw a straight line between 2 points and go right there. Yeah, it's literally just right here. Okay. Which house is this? I know it's a player viable home. But which one is it? I'm stuck. Black Vine Villa. That makes sense since this is Black Vine something or other. Black Vine Ruins. I don't know, would you build a house directly across from a dungeon? I know delves aren't too difficult, but, you know, for like the average person.
Moonsingers went to a great deal of effort to separate and hide their clues, but I feel like we're getting closer.
I'm glad you feel that way. Let's see.
Try not to let the carnivorous plants consume you. Getting eaten by mostly stationary creatures doesn't help one's reputation. Or so I've heard.
Okay. Okay, bud. He really is just like a snarky little ass, isn't he? Looks like we have to go all the way around again, but we can skip the bottom part and go through the top. Okay. Ooh, decorative wax. Hey, this one's not like completely already defeated. You know, you always loot everything, and there's reasons for that. You can still get scribing stuff that lists like drops, and I think it mostly drops from overland mobs and like random mobs. So really, we'd be done by now. Oh, I'm slowed. Hey, I might actually get to fight the Delta boss in this one.
Where did you learn to fight? Shadastula Academy?
Is that an insult? I feel like that might be an insult. That feels so anticlimactic. I would love if they actually added an overland difficulty. It's like we've got another secret door. Are we gonna have another puzzle in this one, you think? The last one was a puzzle. Hey, there's someone else here.
At least the ancient Khajiiti were consistent.
Hey, well, last one we had to read a puzzle plaque.
That stone plaque, will you? Any clue will be helpful.
Yes, sir. I will examine that stone plaque. Sometimes knowledge can only be found in the dark. The fading moon gives way to the empty sky. Okay, so we're gonna go with the waning crescent and the new moon, right? So it's not that one, that's full. That looks like a new moon.
Knowledge can only be found in the dark. Could that refer to the new moons?
Yes. I think it's this one.
Adequately done. Now, collect the triangulant and let's be on our way.
Adequately, huh?
The next triangulant should be in that chest. Take it and we can be off.
Okay, bud.
Come along. I can't maintain this portal indefinitely.
And to Reaper's March. Where in Reaper's March do you think it's gonna drop us? Rolka. Huh. This is where we started this adventure. Well, we like Rolka. I had a guild trader here for a really long time.
Then Kunzari turned to the rest of his Krajun. One more we need. A Khajiiti queen of renown. A Nequina sharp-tongued. Who loves to bask in the glow of the big moon when she reflects and thinks deep thoughts. These are the words, and the words are true.
Okay, Satari, let's get you to repeat that.
Satari is new to the art of storytelling, so forgive her if she isn't as interesting as she should be. She will improve. Of this she is sure.
Degardro sent me. I need to learn the story of Kunzari and the demon.
Old grandfather, the lore master? Satari has heard of him, but has never met him. She was made a moon singer by the previous storyteller to guard the third part of that ancient tale. Since you arrived so late, should Satari tell the story again?
Yes, please tell me your part of the story.
In the time before time, when the 16 kingdoms roamed with wild abandon, the hero, Kunzari, gathered champions to deal with a terrible demon and his horde. With Norerian the Perfect and Glendale Demon Hunter, he sought a third companion.
Who was the third companion?
Patience! Satari is getting to that part. The demon said, "Oh, little cat thing, you amuse us. How can 3 tiny morsels ever stand against us?" Kunzari laughed. "Ha! We may be tiny, but we are persistent, and tricky too, as you will see."
So what did Kunzari do?
Then Kunzari turned to his Krajun. "One more we need, a Khajiiti queen of renown. A Nequena sharp-tongue who loves to bask in the glow of the big moon when she reflects and thinks deep thoughts. These are the words, and the words are true."
Thank you, Moonsinger. Now where's Abner Tharn? He's got to be close. There he is. Abner, you do not disappoint.
This new Moonsinger shows a modicum of promise, but she hasn't yet reached her full potential. Still, the story was interesting, and it points us toward the final triangulant required to make use of the map.
You know where the final triangulant is located?
Oh yes, the Moonsinger made it quite clear. Her tale points to an old shrine not far from here known as Jode's Light, the Big Moon, referenced in the story. Once we collect the final triangulant, I'll be able to use the map to find the weapon.
How do I know you're really going to use the weapon to end the war?
Still don't trust me? Neither do I. I know what I'm capable of. I'm no better than the fools that lead the alliances. That's why we'll only use the weapon to get them to the negotiating table. Diplomacy works best when facilitated by a big stick.
If you say so. I'll meet you at Jode's Light. Okay, where is Jode's Light from here? Okay, it's all the way over there. So, we're gonna go to Srenja. I guess I could, there's a way shrine right here. And here we are.
A moment, traveler. We need to talk.
Who are you? Chimera.
Please, a moment of your time. I need to speak to you about Abner Thorn.
You're the one that's been following him, aren't you?
My intentions are honorable, I assure you. I am Chimera, agent for the Speaker of the Main. When we learned about Abner Thorn sought the same weapon as Euraxia, the Speaker sent me to intervene.
Who's Euraxia?
Euraxia Tharn, Abner's cruel half-sister. She conquered my home city of Rimen and proclaimed herself its queen. If she gets her hands on the weapon, Elsweyr's suffering will increase 1,000-fold.
Abner never mentioned that his sister was involved.
I do not think they get along. From my observations,
Abner seeks the weapon for peaceful ends, but this is a delusion. It is too powerful, too evil. We must convince Abner to find the weapon before Euraxia does and destroy it. That is the only way.
Who's the Speaker of the Main?
That would be my master, Garashri. The Main can't be everywhere, so Garashri travels and speaks for the Main. I suppose you could say I am the Speaker's speaker. At least, I am his eyes and ears in this situation.
And who's the Main?
A new Main was recently selected. Shazza is now the spiritual leader of the Khajiit.
That's right, I chose Shazza. How many agents like you does the Main have in Tamriel?
Oh, such a question. You do not really expect me to answer that, do you? I will say this, however. There is no one else in Tamriel quite like me.
Why not talk to Abner Tharn directly about destroying the weapon?
Tharn believes he knows best. He will not listen to me. I am not sure he will even accept your counsel. But you have to try. At first, I thought Tharn was working with Euraxia. From what I have seen, his mission of peace is sincere, just misguided.
Misguided? In what way?
In every way. How can something of such power be used safely to stop a war? It cannot. When you require a breeze, you do not summon a tornado. We must reach the item before Euraxia and then destroy it. That is the only option.
How are you able to avoid Abner Tharn's detection?
Are you always so direct with your questions? Oh, very well. Perhaps a bit of honesty will convince you of my intentions. Before my parents died, they gave me a pendant. It blocks all forms of magical detection.
That's a powerful and unusual sort of gift.
It helps me in my role as agent for the Speaker of the Main. And that is all I will say on this matter. We must focus on finding the item before Euraxia Tharn. I will help you do this, and then we will destroy it.
Okay. Well, I wanted to grab this runestone before I went in there. Now we go in. Hey, Abner.
I find it fitting that the final triangulant awaits us in a Khajiit ruin. I'm beginning to question my own magnificence, if you can imagine such a thing. Despite multiple attempts, I still haven't been able to identify or catch the damnable prowler who has been following me. It's really becoming quite irksome.
Well, I met your shadow on the way here. Her name is Kamira. She's an agent of the Speaker of the Main.
A Khajiit? Why would the Speaker of the Main send a powerful wizard to hound me so?
I don't think she's a mage. She wants to help us get to the weapon before Euraxia Tharn.
My half-sister? They're aware of her interest in this? But why didn't this agent of the Speaker simply approach me directly? I would have gladly welcomed her assistance in this matter.
She's afraid you'll balk at her ultimate goal. She says the weapon's a danger and must be destroyed.
Destroy my one chance to stop the Three Banners War? Never. Don't tell me you agree with this nonsense. That we should allow the Dominion, Pact, and Covenant to continue to tear Tamriel apart? Do you want more people to die?
If the weapon is as dangerous as Kamira says, maybe we should destroy it.
That's fear talking. We can end a terrible war if we get to the weapon before my despicable half-sister. I shall see this through. I have to. I'd appreciate your help, but I can't force you. We can discuss destroying the weapon after we end the war.
No convincing you. I agree we need to get to the weapon before Euraxia. Let's go find the last triangulant. Okay. loopity-loop. Or I suppose we can see if we can get to it? Ooh, there's urns. We love urns. There is an urn. That is less exciting than multiple urns.
Whether this chimera agrees to work with us or not doesn't really matter. Is this ancient weapon any more dangerous than the ongoing war? I sincerely doubt it. Let's find the last triangulant and see where the map takes us. With luck, we'll gather the last triangulant and be done with ancient ruins.
Hmm? There's bits missing. When Kunzari mirrored full, saw the lions glared other across sky.
Some of the words have been chipped away. See what you can make of it.
New full. New. Full. That one's full.
Try different combinations of the mirrored pairs.
Let's try this. I thought so. They matched that one.
Come along. I can't maintain this portal indefinitely.
Can you get a new line? Okay.
Once you know where to look, the location becomes perfectly obvious. Come, let's talk.
Let's talk.
With your assistance, we gathered the 3 triangulants that allowed me to decipher the map formed by the Rathstone tablet. I now know that the demon weapon resides in the halls of Colossus, along the southern coast of Elsweyr.
The halls of Colossus?
An ancient structure whose purpose and origin is clouded in legend. Some believe it contains the dwarven Numidium, which could be the weapon we seek. I've chartered a wagon to get us to the coast. Then a boat will take us the rest of the way.
I wonder if Chimera will continue to follow us.
Honestly, I don't give a skeever's arse. She may have been able to track me when I wasn't attempting to conceal our movements, but I made sure to... It appears this Chimera is more capable than I anticipated.
Chimera found us, didn't she?
The halls of Colossus? Arrogant Imperial. Without my assistance, you will never survive that place.
Away with you, cat. It falls upon me to end this accursed war.
So you can declare yourself Emperor? I think not. I will accompany you to find and destroy the weapon.
Emperor has never been my ambition. Join us if you want. Just don't get in my way. Surprisingly clever, those ancient Khajiiti. An old tablet, oral histories disguised as fables, and sophisticated triangulant tiles, all pointing to one location, the Halls of Colossus. The abhorrent Three Banners War is practically over.
And you're all right with Chimera accompanying us.
The cat can do as she pleases. Based on the skills she has already demonstrated, however, I'm not averse to having her along. Just realize that I plan to utilize the weapon despite her protestations. Now take this for your efforts. The Halls of Colossus. A place as mysterious as it is ancient. I never imagined I'd have a reason to seek it out, let alone explore it. Let's hope the item we pursue lives up to my expectations, and that we reach it before my half-sister Euraxia.
I know you want to end the war. What does Euraxia hope to accomplish?
A few years ago, my deplorable sibling broke protocol and conquered a portion of Elsweyr. I assume she wants the weapon to secure her territory and increase the size of her holdings. Euraxia's ruthlessness is exceeded only by her ambition.
Does it bother you that you're opposing your sister on this?
Half-sister, and I have no hesitation in this regard. To best Euraxia, however, we need to reach the Halls of Colossus ahead of her. Give me and Chimera a moment to negotiate an accord we can both live with, then meet us by the wagon I chartered.
All right, I'll meet you at the wagon.
Take care of any outstanding business you may have as quickly as possible. I want to depart for the Halls of Colossus and find the weapon as soon as we can.
Okay. I have to track the next quest. And we're gonna go stand at the wagon and wait. I will be right back. And when I get back, in like a minute or two, we will start the next section. Okay. I am back. Let's get this on the live scene again. And we are currently questing through the Halls of the Colossus. Let's hop on the wagon and go. Music's kind of pretty. This is a beautiful area. And up there, that is one of the wings of the Elsweyr house that you can earn from doing the Elsweyr quest line. Come on, you two.
These ruins are not empty. Your friends have come this way. I can smell them.
Euraxia's soldiers are not my friends, Cat. I will not allow them to seize the weapon.
So you say, but will you really oppose your sister?
Half-sister, and I oppose anyone who adds to the woes of the Empire.
Okay, let's go in.
Joan and Joel, was that an earthquake?
Stay vigilant and look for a way inside.
I see another puzzle.
Abner Tharn and the Ratstone, just as Queen Euraxia predicted. Queen? I see my demented half-sister is still full of herself. My queen sends her love, and this poison gas. To me, before the gas takes you. Necromancer, deal with these scum. You brought the Ratstone here. Its magic will unlock the vault.
Hold them off!
We have an endless supply of
That takes
undead,
care
you
of the poison.
fools. Relish your victory while you can. We'll reach the weapon before you. Well done, Cat. I barely regret your presence now. We need to get that door open.
Okay, well, there's a panel. Also, I never noticed this the first time I played this, but I've been playing a lot of Skyrim recently, when I'm not playing ESO, and those really look like draconic runes. Like what you see on the word walls. Okay. Slivers in a dark sky. The slivers of moon and the dark sky combine to open the path to ascension. Oh, that's easy. Everything except the full moons.
My half-sister has stooped to employing necromancers. How distasteful. No matter. We need to open this door and deal with Captain Calcevius and his soldiers. Interesting. What's with all the dragon imagery, I wonder?
What did Captain Calcevius mean when he said that you broke the seal?
That rumble when we entered. Somehow the Wrathstone I carry triggered a mechanism of some sort. It started a process that will eventually open the vault and permit access to the weapon. That's my assumption, in any event.
And what was that about the dragon imagery?
Look around. Some sort of dragon decorates nearly every surface. While ancient, the carvings were clearly added after the halls were first constructed. Well, that's a mystery for later. Right now, we need to beat Euraxia's soldiers to the weapon.
Okay there, bud. Euraxia knew you had the Wrathstone and would bring it here. But why does she want you dead?
It appears I've stumbled into another one of my half-sister's nefarious schemes. I need to be more careful about that. Still, I don't think Euraxia counted on Chimera's presence. That works to our advantage. Just don't tell the cat I said that.
1 second. I'm trying to fix something. Is there any way to stop the process before the vault opens?
Stop the process? Why in Oblivion's name would we want to do that? No. We just need to reach the vault and retrieve the weapon before Euraxia's soldiers do. Now go and examine that puzzle. It appears much the same as the ones you dealt with earlier.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to Chimera first before I solve the puzzle.
Euraxia's soldiers were here long enough to turn some of the hull's own defenses against us. We need to be on our guard, Walker.
How did you know that panel would stop the flow of poison gas?
One ancient ruin is much like another, and I have spent a lot of time exploring places such as this. To be honest, I took an educated guess. Luckily, Jode's light shined upon us, and my guess proved true.
Do you think there will be more traps to deal with?
Most assuredly. Unless the Euraxians blunder into them first. But I do not think we can count on that. They figured out how to turn the gas against us after all. First things first, however. We need to find a way to open that door.
Any suggestions on how to open the door?
Many ancient Khajiit puzzles utilize reflected light. The mechanism to unlock the door appears to be tied to one such puzzle. If you can find a way to reflect the light to the door, I believe it will open.
Okay, and we had said the dark moons and the sliver moons. There's 1, 2. Skip a few.
That did it! This way!
Nothing.
Necromancers. Only your sister would ally with such abominations.
Half-sister.
Hey.
And who's to say the necromancer isn't the captain's pet?
Regardless, Euraxia apparently wants you dead.
I have that effect on people, especially my relatives.
Captain Calcivius, by now I assume you have reached the ruins of the Halls of Colossus. With the Wrathstone tablet in my despicable half-brother's possession, we had to rely on other sources to locate the ruins. Luckily, we had the resources of Riven Palace at our disposal, which is why we were able to beat Abner to the hidden location. Boy, they're just telling us everything. From this point on, it is imperative that you follow the plan I outlined for you, and your team exactly, and without any deviation. Allow me to reiterate my exact orders. I know how you prefer to improvise when you're in the field. Resist those urges and do as I say. Gain access to the ruins and wait for Abner to arrive. My half-brother must be allowed to enter the halls of Colossus with the Wrathstone. Once Abner carries the Wrathstone over the threshold of the ruins, that should trigger the process that will unlock the vault containing the demon weapon. After that, I do not care what happens to Abner and any associates he may be traveling with. Just make sure you reach the vault and secure the weapon before my bothersome half-brother gets his hands on it. Bear in mind, I have only the most superficial understanding of how the tablets work, or how long the process to unlock the ancient vault will take. When it does open, there may be a final guardian of some sort that you will have to deal with. Try not to use up all your soldiers or your necromancer before that occurs. I am counting on you, Calcivius. Do not disappoint me. Euraxia, Queen of Riven. So expository. Hey, there's some shelves in here. I wonder if there's any, like, unique lore books. These shelves are fake lie shelves. They do not have books on them. I am disappointed. Where are we? Interesting. I wonder if you can see it from the edge of Southern Elsweyr.
What now, mage?
Isn't it obvious? Down.
Down.
It appears to be the only way.
Down, huh? Just jumping, you know, just yeet ourselves off the edge. That seems like a very intelligent thing to do. Like what a smart person would do. Well, nobody said I was the brightest. Let's go. Did they fucking...
You could have waited for my portal. Never mind. Let's move on.
Oh, I hate them. I hate you, Abner. You're just... yeah.
Sculpt them on nearly every surface.
Maybe whoever lived here simply liked dragons, yes?
Is there anything back this way? More dragons. Well. A whirlpool that does nothing. The music and sound design in here is really quite good. A lioness.
We need to find the captain and end this.
I'm well aware of the stakes, Cat. Try to run faster.
Imperials, you think Joan and Jode shine only upon you?
Two different puzzles. A right-hand puzzle
Well, go solve it.
and a left-hand puzzle.
No one, not even Abner Tharn.
Let's do Joan's blessing. A closed eye admits no light. Only the slitted or open eye can see the path to knowledge. Oh. Okay.
You did it! Now solve the other side.
Okay. Jode's blessing. Jode's light shines upon those who make an effort to change their lives. It ignores those who are content to be full or resigned to be empty. That one seems simple enough. We're going to go to the crescents and ignore the new moon and the full moon.
The door is open. Come, hurry! Stop!
What now, Cat? Have you forgotten that we're in a hurry?
These reliefs, they tell the story of Kunzari and the demons.
Those aren't demons. They're dragons.
Jode's light! The dragons are the weapon! Euraxia wants to release dragons!
Damn it all. I have no use for dragons. Come on, let's put a stop to this.
Damn stupid doors! Why won't you open?
Stop! You will not release those beasts!
We're going to let him talk.
Queen Euraxia wants those dragons, one way or another! Too late, old wizard. Too late.
Stand back. I'll use the rat stone to restore the seal.
Hurry, wizard! You must hurry!
Seal! Damn you! Seal! I think that did it. Oh, now what?
Brothers, we are free!
Dark moons, get down! The dragons! You released them into Elsweyr!
I was trying to stop that from happening. The blame falls squarely on Captain Calcevius. I'm quite certain.
He was working for your sister!
Half-sister. But let's finish this back at my camp. Come along. I can't maintain this portal indefinitely.
You say that a lot.
Everything Garishri sent me to prevent has occurred. I knew going to the halls of Colossus was a mistake. Now dragons are loose in Elsweyr. At least we stopped Euraxia's soldier. I suppose that counts for something.
What do you think Captain Calcevius was trying to do?
Other than set the dragons free? I have no idea. Luckily, we stopped him from completing it, whatever he hoped to accomplish. I wonder if Abner knew about the dragons. If his plan all along was to release them into Elsweyr.
Abner Tharn tried to reseal the vault and stop the dragons from escaping.
After he set the whole troublesome event in motion, if Abner had never acquired the Wrathstone, if he had never figured out the location of the ruins, Jode's light, if he had never taken the damn tablet there, none of this would be happening.
Euraxia's soldiers reached the ruins before we did. They would have broken the seal eventually.
They would have... I should not push these angry thoughts in your direction. All I know is that a lot of dragons escaped from an ancient prison, and now they are loose in Elsweyr. My people, they must be warned.
We'll figure something out.
That could have turned out better. At least we stopped my half-sister from seizing control of the imprisoned dragons. That's something, I suppose. Of course, this delays my plan to end the Three Banners War, last it all.
Isn't the return of the dragons kind of a big deal?
I should say so. As destructive as the accursed war is, a rampaging horde of enraged dragons, well, it doesn't quite compare, does it? If we can contain the dragons in Elsweyr, that would certainly be for the best.
So you have a plan for containing the dragons?
Right at this exact moment? No. No. But I will figure something out by the time I reach Elsweyr and consult with Garish Ree. The Speaker of the Main needs to be informed, and I must have words with my despicable half-sister.
Speaking of your Axiotharn, how did both of you wind up vying for the hidden weapon?
About that. In hindsight, I suspect the tip I received about the Wrathstone came from Euraxia. She knew I wouldn't be able to resist such a lure. She played me. That doesn't occur often, and it has put me all out of sorts. I hate being tricked.
So what do we do about that?
For now, help the Khajiit prepare for the dragon invasion, and take this as recompense for your service. In the meantime, I have plans to formulate and arrangements to make. When the moment to deal with the dragons comes, I will contact you.
Okay, we have completed the Halls of the Colossus. And now... did I miss a lore book? I did. Your exploits continue to impress. A matter of some urgency has come to my attention. It requires utmost care and unbridled attention. Therefore you are summoned to appear before me post-haste, so that we may deal with this in a timely fashion. Okay, this was just the initial quest starter. Okay. Let us... oh, there's a daily here now, too. Zahari.
More and more recruits come, but how are we to train them?
Well, we're not going to do that. So, apparently, in Davin's Watch, there is actually a quest starter that's going to send us in the direction of the main quest. So, near a bridge in a main city. Let's look.
Master Merrick, where are you?
It's not going to be Princess Law.
Can't you see I'm busy?
Did they move this?
Think we'll ever have peace in Cyrodiil?
I hope not. Strife keeps our culture strong.
Ever served on the front lines?
-3? No. That's for lowborn like you. No offense.
Okay, let's check in the Mages Guild. Otherwise, let's go back to Rolka and check in with our nice lady friend there again. Well, okay. I guess we'll go here, because this is where you start. Now, I have played through this questline before. But it was on a brand new Necromancer character, so that was a long time ago. There she is.
A moment, please. Pardon my intrusion, but I have another message to deliver to you. And if you don't mind my saying so, it's good to see you again. More like a summons, really. Comes from Abner Tharn, who once advised Emperor Varen of Cyrodiil. He wants to see you in Riverhold in Northern Elsweyr. Said it involves the Khajiit Defense Force and a rage of dragons, if you can believe it.
I'll travel to Riverhold and see what Abner Tharn wants. Conveniently, I am just here. Elsweyr is very pretty. There's another quest over here.
Greetings, Walker. Have you a moment to speak? A crowded marketplace, a chance meeting, unexpected, unannounced, and perhaps just the thing this one needs to solve a most curious investigation. Mystic Thunderboots, at your service.
Greetings. You mentioned an investigation.
An abduction, to be precise. No ransom, no demands, no obvious suspects or motives. Just a heartbroken father and a missing young lady. But that is why Mystic was hired, yes? He steps in when all other justice fails.
So you've been hired to find someone?
Correct. This one searches for Zinthia, daughter of Ishu. However, Mystic's inquiries have led to nothing but dead ends. And with a young lady's safety on the line, the sooner this investigation is solved, the better.
I can help you with your investigation. We can make Abner Tharn wait a bit.
A chance meeting turned fated partnership. Fortuitous for this one, yes? You should speak to Ishu first. See if he has any new information for us. His house is just south of the marketplace. Can't miss it.
Tell me about being an investigator. We have all the time in the world.
Mystic Thunderboots is a Khajiit of action. He does not wish to merely boast of his prowess. This one aims to prove such skill. Just as soon as we have a little more to go on, of course.
You seem pretty confident. Why do you need my assistance?
This one will confess, while Mystic is confident in his skills of investigation, he struggles with the more alarming situations his line of work often entails.
Such as when large people threaten him with very sharp daggers.
Someone threatened you?
Not this investigation, thank the moons. Well, not yet. That is where your expertise comes along, yes? Your bravery. This one's cunning, and a few good leads are all we need to solve this mystery.
Fair enough. I was also curious about your rather interesting name.
It is a good name, no? Mizik Thunderboots. When scoundrels hear the footsteps of his boots, they will quake in fear.
Doesn't seem like the best quality for an investigator to have.
Oh, well, perhaps you are right. Not very subtle, is it?
I want to know more about our client, Ishu.
He is a humble Khajiit of moderate wealth. Seems to keep to himself. No enemies, no debts. No reason why he would be targeted. Yet just a few days ago, his daughter, Zinthia, was taken in the dead of night.
And you mentioned there's been no ransom.
Strange, no? If Mizik did not know better, he would say that it was an intimidation tactic. Perhaps even an act of revenge against Ishu. But who would wish this cruelty against such a kind Khajiit?
And the town guards have been no help?
They outright dismissed Ishu's claim, believing that the young lady has merely run away. A most vexing call, truth be told. From all that Ishu has told this one, Zinthia is a most sweet Jakajit, not one to make her father worry.
Okay. Let's track that quest. We'll go talk to Abner Tharn in a minute. We gotta help out the people here first. Oh, that's a lot of cats. And you can't pet any of them.
Are you here about this one, Zinthia? Has she been found?
I'm working with Mizik to find your daughter. Any details you can share would help.
Yes, of course. Zinthia was taken in the dead of night. This one has received no ransom, yet he fears the worst. She is a very beautiful Jakajit, you see. Ishu believes that the captors may mean to sell her.
Does she have any identifying features?
Zinthia has a long, glossy coat, soft as the richest of silks. Her eyes are bright yellow, like the honeyed moons. And she always wears a gold necklace.
And there's no one you suspect, or perhaps someone who may have seen what happened.
No suspects, no, but someone who may have spotted something? There is a wood elf who tends to stay up well into the night, always singing and dancing, that one. If anyone saw something unusual the night Zinthia was taken, it might be her.
Alright, I'll try talking to this singing wood elf.
The wood elf's name is Mel? Yes, that's it. Mel the Musical, she always calls herself. You can usually find her toward the north end of town near the Sand Gardens. Ishu will pray for your swift success.
I have a few questions, if you don't mind.
To help find this one's darling Zinthia, Ishu will answer any question you ask.
Tell me more about this singing wood elf.
Mel arrived in Riverhold a few seasons ago. Makes a living begging for gold as she sings and dances. She has woken up Ishu more than once banging that drum of hers. Still, we chat occasionally. She is kind, if not a bit eccentric.
A bit eccentric?
Mel does not have a home in the traditional sense, so you will often find her sleeping in the stables and bathing in the public fountains. But who is Ishu to judge, eh? We all have our oddities.
Tell me more about Zinthia.
Zinthia is a willful child. A tad spoiled, this one admits. Ishu dotes on her. The town guard, they do not understand. They say, perhaps she has wandered off, they say. Perhaps she is lost. Such foolishness. How can they be so uncaring?
Don't worry, Mizik and I won't give up.
Thank you. May bright moons light your path. Ishu will prepare a feast for Zinthia's return, yes? Perhaps some fish. Yes, fish is her favorite. This one can already hear her contented purrs.
Okay, let's go talk. Boy, that's a lot of cats. Sugar Paws. Good name. Where is Mel the Musical? Over here, maybe.
Oh, what do you know? A customer.
That.
Dinuma once lived in Starhaven, a beautiful adeptorium with many wonderful adepts. But a dragon came and attacked our home, leaving much to rebuild and no comfort to be found. There was nothing left for this one in Starhaven. His quarters were destroyed along with all of his possessions. Dinuma has nothing to his name but his faith. Still, he could have stayed to help rebuild, that is true. Too many sad memories. This one could not bear to stay, not after so much of his home was destroyed and so many of his friends were lost. Still, he will do what he can to help those in Riverhold.
Salutations. Mel the Musical at your service. Are you here for a performance?
I'm actually investigating the abduction of Ishu's daughter.
Ishu? The Khajiit with all the cats? That old coot is sweet as honey jagger, but a bit off if you ask me. Shame about his daughter, though. No one should have to go through that.
Do you know anything that might help the investigation?
If you're looking for trouble, Tajiri's your girl. I've seen her with all sorts of indecent folk lately. Always shifty eyes on those ones, I tell ya. She tends to spend a lot of time behind the stables lately, if you catch my drift.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I'll head to the stables next
Very
then.
good, then. And hey, if you're looking for some entertainment for your next soiree, make sure to seek me out. You won't regret it.
Tell me more about Tajiri.
She's a gambler with a lot of friends in a lot of places. And you know, who am I to judge? Business is business after all. But as of late, she just seems to be getting more and more suspicious. In fact, there's been a lot of that in Riverhold.
A lot of what?
Suspicious activity. People who I ain't ever seen before, going about town at all hours. I mean, I may stay up well past most people's bedtime, but I'm a musician, comes with the territory. And these new folks aren't bards, that's for sure.
Okay. Jabanluk.
Euraxia must be stopped at all cost. And trust this one, there will be cost. That is why Jabanluk helps any way he can. No task is too small when there is so much to do. But when the battle comes, he will fight tooth and claw.
You saved those poor mages trapped within Elden Hollow. An honorable deed.
Riverhold has always been known for our fertile farms and large harvests. Without our crops, the entire region would suffer. Let us just hope that the war does not get in the way of our good work, yes?
The Khajiit here are in desperate need of supplies for their war effort. And Manassi? Why, he is more than happy to provide.
Another distraction.
A book?
Welcome to Riverhold, friend. You should feel fortunate to have found the finest collection of cloth in all of Elsweyr. Let the Dara know if you see anything you like.
Riverhold offers a variety of fresh food from our many farms. You'll often find the herders of Anequina pass through the market. Of course, we'll never be as large or bustling as Rimmen.
Okay, enough dilly-dallying.
You seek an extravagant mount consistent with your noble magnificence, yes? I can help.
What do you actually sell? It'd be interesting if they sold, you know, other mounts. Bishari?
We wouldn't have liberated Riverhold the first time without the leadership of Kareshri. He has our loyalty and respect. I suppose he gets that from being the Speaker of the Main, too. But you get the idea.
Other way. A note. Tajiri's note. Seems our old badger friend is napping again. Maybe we should pay him a visit? The trip could prove sweeter than you'd think. Interesting. Talk to Mizik.
Saw you heading this way. Find anything of interest? Oh, the stables, Developed a sudden interest in horsemanship, Walker?
I found this hidden note. I suspect the gambler Tajiri wrote it.
Oh, looks to be a coat. A napping badger, eh? Sounds familiar. Ah, yes. The sleeping badger is a rock formation just south of Riverhold. But this bit about the sweet trip, that Mizik doesn't understand.
It could be worth investigating this rock formation at the very least.
Mizik will mark it on your map, Walker. Feel free to lead the way. And perhaps this is a good time to mention that this one is not so skilled in violent situations, should trouble find us. But that is where your expertise comes in handy, yes?
Got it. Let's head to the Sleeping Badger rock formation. This area seems to be very arid and dry. Okay. We'll go around this way.
Mizik needs to stop doing that.
Okay.
Skooma. These vagrants must be smugglers. Mizik, all right. That necklace must belong to Cynthia. Come, let us speak away from this place. A missing daughter, a hidden note, and now a band of skooma smugglers. This investigation becomes messier with every step we take.
What would smugglers want with Ishu?
This one is unsure, though it is possible Ishu may be hiding something. Still, our priority should be to investigate the gambler who wrote that note. Tajiri was her name, yes? That does ring a bell or two.
Where should we search?
If Tajiri is a gambler, it is likely we can find her at the local tavern. Mizik will head there at once and see what he can dig up. Meet this one at the Banished Regrets Inn.
Alright, I'll meet you there. There was another quest over here. I'm gonna pick it up. To do later.
Stay down. Stay low in the grass. We've got ruddy fangs up on the hillside, and probably more down on the other side of the cliff. The ruddy fangs are the biggest bandit pride this side of the scar, and probably south of the scar too. This bunch has been preying on refugees fleeing the dragons, as if they haven't lost enough. Shook me down too, bastards. I'm not hiding, I'm waiting. Thought I might sneak into camp at an opportune moment and get back what's mine. But I've been out here for nearly a day now. I should probably just get back to Riverhold before I pass out.
I can get your things back. What am I looking for?
You do that? It's a backpack. Imperial Legion made. It was my husband's. It's just some personal items. Things he had before there were damn dragons. Sorry. I'm tired and hungry. I should go. Find me at the inn in Riverhold, and thanks.
What were you doing out here by yourself?
Finally bringing my husband home. As much of him as there was. I had to travel all the way to Rimmen. That Tharn witch wouldn't even return his remains to the Legion. Queen? She's a traitor.
Why did she have your husband's remains?
She brought him to Elsweyr. Led an army here to restore order for the Empire. She just wanted a kingdom of her own. He died protecting people who'd spit on his grave because of her, if he had one. I'll never forgive Euraxia Tharn for that.
Did you have any valuables stolen?
A handful of gold. I don't care about that. I just want my husband's things. The dragons already took his life. I'll be damned if these thieving scum take his memory.
Okay. Her stuff is gonna be up here in this camp too. Clear out some bandits. And let's head. Oop. Back to Riverhold to investigate some things and return a widow's belongings. What's that?
Kill all interlopers! More fodder for my...
Huh. I don't know what that was, but I stopped them? Yay? This way. To Riverhold. Let's go meet Mizik, and I'm pretty sure that lady was here too.
You and I need to speak now. I must admit, you and Thunderboots make quite the charming pair. And watching you both play at being investigator, why, it's been sleek entertainment, truly. But now you tread upon sand that are best left undisturbed.
Is that a threat?
Take it as a friendly warning. I hear that you seek Ishu's daughter, yes? I find that very funny. After all, everyone in Riverhold knows that she left town many years ago.
Years? Ishu said it was only a few days past.
Then Ishu has become senile in his old age. I speak truthfully. He had one daughter, and she is gone. Has been gone for many years. Tell this to your partner, and drop your investigation. Now.
I'll tell Mizik what you said. Okay, we're also gonna return Ileana's belongings.
Hey, you came. Did the Ruddy Fangs still have my things?
I was able to recover what they took from you.
This means a lot, really. I don't have much left to remember him by. The things in this pack and the condolences of the Legion Paymaster every month when I collect his due. Take the gold. I don't need it. You've more than earned it. I didn't really expect anyone to help a Legion widow out here. The Khajiit don't have much love for the Empire these days. Besides, they've got enough of their own problems. Dragons and usurpers and undead. This whole world's coming apart.
What will you do now?
I'm going to make a small memorial shrine over my hearth. If I still have a hearth. I won't know until there's a break in the fighting long enough that I can get home. I barely avoided a battle between the Dominion and the Covenant on the way here.
Better luck the rest of the way. Okay, where's Mizik Thunderboots? I feel like he's upstairs. Tajiri.
You look as good as moon sugar. Careful, or Tajiri might lick you.
I was not expecting that. Oh boy.
Bright moons look over us today, Walker. Tajiri has just settled down for a round of gambling. While Mizik distracts her, you can sneak into her home and search for another clue. It's just a bit north of the tavern.
Before we do that, a stranger spoke to me. She said Ishu's daughter left town years ago.
Forgive this one if he's skeptical. Even if this stranger spoke truly, why then would Ishu hire Mizik? Why would Tajiri have written that note? Why would we find a gold necklace in the smuggler's camp?
I'm not sure. She also wants us to stop investigating.
Then perhaps this stranger simply wishes to confuse us. Throw us off the scent. Besides, we cannot stop now. Not when an innocent young lady may still be at risk. Let us investigate Tajiri before she retires for the night.
Alright, I'll head to Tajiri's home and search for clues. Mizik, move.
Why, hello, sweet meat. Care to play a game with old Tajiri?
Of course. Though this one will admit he is not very skillful.
This one loves Riverhold with all his heart. It is where Bizahen keeps all his stuff after all.
These darn Khajiits sprinkle sugar on everything. Their meats, their stews, their alcohol. By oblivion. They even put sugar in their beer.
Tajiri, is that you? We need more groceries for the house. There's barely anything to eat. And would it kill you to tidy up our room once in a while? The upstairs is a mess.
Riverhold was supposed to be Tajiri's fresh start. No more drinking, no more gambling, and no more smuggling. A breath of fresh air after all the rot she left behind in Central. A chance to finally be free of it all. And then Mother moved in with her. Mother, with her incessant whining, constant complaining, cutting insults. Is Tajiri really going to wear that today? Is Tajiri sure that she wants another sugar claw? So first a bit of drinking to help ease Tajiri's annoyance, and then a bit of gambling just to get out of the house, which of course led to quite a bit of debt, which led to even more drinking, even more gambling, even more debt. And now back to smuggling because Tajiri has debts to pay and a house to keep. Lucky for this one that Rideza should show up in town, just as Tajiri was getting desperate. Or perhaps it has nothing to do with luck. Perhaps Rideza somehow knew. Just a few jobs. That's it. Help Rideza squeeze all the gold she can get out of Riverhold, and then Tajiri won't have to worry about her debts anymore. Tajiri, blue serpent slithers next to the woods. Four-pointed paint shows the goods. They do not glitter, but mark the way. They prepared to leave the town today. Okay. We go talk to Mizik. There's Mizik.
This one hopes you have found something of interest, Walker. Mizik cannot afford to keep Tajiri distracted any longer. And he means that most literally.
I found another note. This one has a poem written on it.
Blue serpents? Four-pointed paint? If Mizik had to guess, this poem describes drop-off locations for illicit goods. Smugglers often hide them in plain sight. First a sleeping badger, now a blue serpent. Must represent another landmark.
Perhaps the nearby river is the Blue Serpent.
That's it. The river is often busy with trade. A perfect place to smuggle goods. Let us search along the river and see if we find any barrels or crates with markings. Hopefully we'll find something that will lead us to Zinthia.
Alright, let's start searching along the river.
Mizik will admit this case is heading in a rather unexpected direction, which is a bit worrisome if he's being honest.
Why would smugglers target Ishu?
It is strange, isn't it? With an operation as intricate as this, it seems odd that these smugglers would target a Khajiit of such limited wealth.
Perhaps we should speak to Ishu again?
This one agrees. But let us first check these smuggler caches. The note said that the goods were leaving town today, yes? That could include Zinthia.
Hey, there's something here.
Sees a painted mark ahead. Somerset wine, eh? Not illegal, but incredibly taxed. Mizik has a feeling this bottle didn't find its way to Riverhold through virtuous means.
Probably not, Mizik. There's critters here.
This one is fine. Oh, if that cheese isn't illegal, it should be. What a smell.
Oh, another one?
Apologies. This one is fine. Stop doing that. That painted mark seems curious, no? A very pretty scarf for smugglers to wear, yes? Perhaps it belongs to Cynthia. Mizik is all right. Mizik will admit this case. This barrel smells sweet, but also rotten. What could it be? Dark moons. They're smuggling spoiled moon sugar. Very unsafe for anyone to eat. Speak to Ishu and see what he knows of these smugglers. Then let us meet back at the tavern. We have much to discuss.
Okay, we're gonna go back over the waterfall because that's what one does. Don't know what it wants me to dodge. I ran out of food again. Let's go talk to Ishu. Mista? Snowfall? Sasha? Dados? One more? Parsnip. Oh, there's one on top of the bed. Tak tak.
Yes, any news of this one, Cynthia?
We found this necklace and scarf near the smuggler camps.
Smuggler camps? Dark moons? Yes, the necklace and scarf belong to Cynthia. Have the smugglers sold her? By John and Joe, please say it isn't so.
Is there any reason why these smugglers may have targeted your family?
No, of course not. Ishu has only lived a good, honest life. Please, you must find this one's Jakajit. She is so young and innocent and probably terrified without her papa. Whatever will Ishu do if his Cynthia is harmed?
Mizik and I will find Cynthia. We're getting close.
May bright moons watch over you.
You have an awful lot of cats.
Oh, really? Well, Ishu supposes his family has grown over the years. But how could this one not seek their companionship? Their little faces, their tiny paws. His darlings love him completely, demanding little but affection and food. And belly rubs.
Does Cynthia like all these cats too?
But of course, mostly. She and Medrick don't always get along, But Medvik is older and doesn't always like to play or be teased. And just between us, Tak can be a bit of a jacuzzi sometimes. I think she's jealous.
Okay. I'm starting to have some suspicions about who Xynthia actually is. But we'll see how this plays out.
I warned you, Thunderboots. And so the other thorn in my paw arrives. I told you, did I not? First time was a warning. Now it is a threat. You both leave town. No more investigations. No more sticking your snouts where they don't belong. Collect your things and leave.
Not before we find Ishu's daughter.
That again? I told you Ishu's daughter left Riverhold years ago. He's just a delusional old Khajiit caught up in a fantasy. And for this you tried to ruin my little operation? Of all the things.
So you're the leader of the smugglers?
Who I am does not matter. What I can do to you should be of immediate concern. You either leave Riverhold on your own, or you leave in pieces. Your choice.
Understood. Okay, Mizik, let's talk.
So it appears that your strange friend is Rideza the Rogue. Good to know.
Rideza the Rogue?
Let us just say that her reputation precedes her. Well, threats to our life aside, it seems that we finally have a perpetrator. Now we just need to follow her.
And how do you plan on doing that?
We are investigators, are we not? You must search for a trail. With any luck, she'll lead you straight to Ishu's daughter. Meanwhile, Mizik will alert the proper authorities.
Alright, I'll see if I can find out where she disappeared to.
Those were fresh sugar claws! I didn't even see who ran into me.
That's a miss. I guess we're looking for purple smears on the ground.
There! Rideza must have stepped on the jelly from the sugar claws. You must follow her trail while this one alerts the guards.
Down the hatch. Oh yeah, there's smugglers down here, alright. And urns. Oh, we love urns. Urns do not have anything good in them.
Kill these muskars!
Mad, Minurin, Danril the Dangerous and Chirdazi the Chopper. I'm not concerned about them. Confront Redeza. Okay.
Curse your meddling!
Riddies of the road, caught at last.
Did you find my daughter? Where is she?
Here! Your daughter is right here, you old fool!
Rideza! You're the one who stole Cynthia? Oh, this one's poor Jakashit.
Ha! Feeling a little jealous. To go so far as to steal your father's pet.
That is a cat.
Well, it seems that our investigation has come to a successful close. Though not quite in a way that Mizik was expecting.
So Redeza was Ishu's daughter, and she stole his cat.
In hindsight, it makes sense. When you were told that Ishu's daughter left town years ago, Redeza must have been speaking of herself. Still, to have been chasing Ishu's pet this whole time.
I mean, we also stopped a smuggling operation.
This is true. Because of our dedication, Riverhold no longer has to deal with these vile smugglers. And let us hope it stays that way, yes? Mizik just needs to collect our reward. Why don't we meet at the Banished Regrets?
Alright, I'll meet you at the inn.
Drinks are on Mizik. Just as soon as he is paid, of course.
I gotta talk to these. Redeza?
You think that Ridgeza the Rogue is finished? It's only a matter of time before I'm back on the streets. And when that happens, you best watch your back.
But why did you abduct Cynthia?
When I came back to Riverhold, I went to see my fool of a father. It's been years since Mother and I left, and I was feeling sentimental, I suppose. Stupidly sentimental. He didn't even recognize me.
So you were jealous of Cynthia?
Of the cat? No, I just wanted to make him suffer. He's always been obsessed with his damn pets. That's why Mother left him, you know. He's so caught up in his little family that he didn't have time for us. For me.
That sounds pretty jealous.
Maybe you're right. Just another delinquent with papa problems. Isn't that just the way?
Okay, let's talk to the guard captain.
You know, I wasn't too sure about Thunderboots when he first came to town. Thought he would just cause more trouble than he solved. But thanks to the both of you, we can finally put Redeza the Rogue behind bars.
Has Redeza been troubling Riverhold for long?
No, not too long. But it never takes much time for these kind of operations to wreak havoc on towns like Riverhold. I'm just glad we could nip it in the bud. Redeza herself, however, has been troubling Elsweyr for years now.
We found moldy moonsugar earlier. Mizik seemed particularly panicked.
Moldy moonsugar by itself will do little more than make a Khajiit ill. The trouble is when that same moonsugar is distilled into tainted skooma. It's an unfortunately common practice, given that moldy moonsugar is so cheap.
So the smugglers were going to make skooma out of the moldy moonsugar?
Most likely. It's a vile thing to sell, though. Tainted skooma causes some of the most horrific reactions I've ever seen. Days of vivid nightmares and awful pain, often followed by an agonizing death. A truly horrible way to go.
It seems we just stopped a fentanyl crisis, but, you know, in elsewhere.
Ishu is so pleased that you were able to find Cynthia. Finally, this one's family can be reunited.
Why didn't you tell me that Cynthia was a cat?
What do you mean? Ishu gave you every detail about his precious Cynthia that he could think of. Was there something that made you think his daughter was a Khajiit? Well, no matter. Cynthia is safe and Mizik will have his payment.
What about your daughter, Videza?
Rideza has become just as greedy and cruel as her mother. How can Ishu accept such a daughter, especially one who has already caused him to suffer? Rideza will face the justice of Riverhold's guards, as she deserves.
You have no desire to be reunited with her?
If she wants to make peace, Ishu will make peace. After all, a quiet life for him and his family is all this one asks for. If Rideza wishes to be a part of that, she may be, but it is up to her.
You know... These people are a little strange. A bandit with daddy issues. And... where the hell am I? Not near town, that's for sure. Let's, head back into town. Ooh. Oh, an Orbic Amber. That is a score. That sells for a lot right now. I'm a greedy dragon. I must loot everything, including resource nodes. Good grief, where does the wall end? I have to go all the way around. Probably I could have gone... No, I don't think I could have gone the other way. Let's go talk to Mizik and wrap this up. That's going to be kind of like the end of today's episode and stream. 2.5 hours is pretty long. So I am going to post this to YouTube. I'm probably going to split it up into 2 different episodes, one for the prologue and one for this first quest. And we'll keep this series going, I guess. So if you miss any of the stream, you can catch it on my YouTube, which is linked.
A family reunited, a smuggling ring destroyed, and the gratitude of all of Riverhold. Not a bad start to a partnership, yes? Mizik was even able to secure a hefty bonus, thanks to the generosity of Captain Kahiri.
A bonus you're willing to share?
Of course, of course. Your share as promised. After all, Mizik would never have been able to solve this investigation without your aid. Pleasure working with you, Walker. Do not be a stranger, yes? A safe town, a happy client, and an investigation expertly solved. And a 5-claw partnership, if Mizik does say so himself. What more could this one ask for?
What's next for you, Thunderboots?
After such a successful investigation, Mizik is hopeful that more clients will come forth. We live in turbulent times, Walker. Dragons, tyrants, necromancy. There is no end to Elsweyr's suffering as of late, and yet so much is overlooked.
What do you mean?
Those in power have priorities, and the petty problems of the common folk, they tend to be on the very bottom of this list. That is why we must look after each other. If Mizik does not offer his help, who will?
Still, that's your job, isn't it?
Of course. But first and foremost, it is Mizik's passion. That is why this one takes the name Thunderboots. If he cannot work in the name of justice, then he will not work at all. This, he swears.
Do you live in Riverhold?
Mizik's investigations take him many places, so it is hard to call one town home. But he's enjoyed his time in the Riverhold. He has a comfortable tavern room and a steady supply of clients. Well, a steadier supply of clients.
What other cases have you worked on in Riverhold?
Honestly? Just the one. A bard's flute was stolen while he was drinking in the tavern. He was very certain another musician had stolen it out of jealousy.
Did you solve the case?
Quickly. It turned out to be the innkeeper who stole the flute. This bard could not play in tune to save his life, and it was driving away business. So, Mizik suggested that the bard seek another tavern. A happy solution for everyone involved.
And that brings us to the end of today's stream. I will be back again tomorrow, not with a questing stream. I will be back with a raid stream. We'll be doing VHOF score pushing again tomorrow, so I will be doing that. And yeah, if you like to watch score pushing, that will be available to see. And
the moon hallowed. Bright moons guide you on your path, hallowed.
a moon hallowed. That's cool. Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow. And until then, I guess, stay safe, stay cool if you're somewhere where it's hot. Stay